When we look at the clothes of the high priest, we see that he was wearing a breastplate in front on his chest, which had 12 stones representing the 12 tribes of Israel. And he also had on his shoulders 2 stones with 6 names and 6 names. So as he went into the Holy of Holies, he always carried with him the 12 tribes in 2 ways. We read in Isaiah that it says about Jesus, the government is on his shoulders. So he carried a governmental anointing, but he also carried them on his heart as he went in. So if we look at the 12 stones, there are different kind of stones. The different stones have different hardness. If you speak to the clever people that knows about gemstones and gold and silver and all those things, and they were all set in gold, and gold is a sign of divinity. So when we look at anything where there's a list in Hebrew, we used to read from the left to the right, but they read from right to left. So if it says the first stone is the sardius, then we start on the right side and we write it down. The second stone is the topaz, and the third stone is a carbuncle. The learned people says that is about a ruby. So I picked a orange, a pink, and a red to represent the different colors. So they have different colors. So this is where we see a little bit of an expansion on the general color theme in the tabernacle. Then the next row is the emerald, the sapphire, and the diamond. Very interesting thing is that the anointed cherubim from Ezekiel 28, which is Lucifer that fall from heaven because he got too prideful and he wanted the worship for himself, he doesn't have this third row of stones. He has the other 9, but he doesn't have this row, the amber, the agate, and the amethyst. And then the beryl, the onyx, and the jasper. So what that says to me is each of these tribes are different, and if you read in at the end of Genesis and in Deuteronomy, at the end of Genesis, Jacob blesses the different tribes with different blessings, and in Deuteronomy, Moses blesses them. And if you look, there are a difference to them, and different ones carry a different anointing. And similarly, nowadays, we carry as believers different anointings. Can you imagine how challenging it was traveling with all your family members for 40 years? But we can take courage from the story in 2 Chronicles 20, where Jehoshaphat is being attacked by his family members. We have Abram, who had a nephew, Lot, who came with him to the promised land. Lot had 2 sons, Moab and Ammon. Abram had a son, Isaac. Isaac had 2 sons, Esau and Jacob. Jacob had the 12 tribes as his sons. But Esau, Moab, and Ammon is teaming up on Jehoshaphat and coming to attack him. And what does God tell him to do in that family situation? He tells Jehoshaphat to put the worshippers in front of the army. And as they sing praises to God, God set ambushes for these family members. So let's use that as an example of how we have to handle troubles and misunderstandings that happen in our families. Let's worship God and let Him sort out the mess.